Hello boys and girls, Bruceington here and welcome to our Frozen Wilds DLC playthrough. So here we go. I think we're about to go and face off with the Daemon.
Keep moving towards the core.
We've learned the secrets of what's going on. Hephaestus has turned into an arsehole.
Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
Oh no, what's going on here? Hey, look how cool she jumps though. I always love how like modelled it is. Do you know what I mean? As a jump. Look at it. It's so good, like the way she just leaps. It seems so professional. Okay, let's actually go and find our way across. There we go.
Okay, Cyan said something about restraints. Is that what the timer is for?
Okay. Well, these bad boys again. Giant flower powers. Do you reckon there's going to be a few? There might be a few. Otherwise it's the same as the red corruption, it's just purple.
The new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy. Can't let it stop us.
So just another giant bear. Fireclaw, okay. An enormous prototype machine that contains molten fluid for its attacks. Okay. Strength is fire, weakness is ice. So, this... Oh, iron's little bastards as well. So, this might be a good time... Oh, we've got 6 skills. Oh, shit. Let's just knock on more arrows. And heavy spear damage. Let's try... the ice gun. It's got to be good. I know Aratak wanders around with it. What one's the shitty one? The sharpshoot bow in it. I don't feel like we need to blast anything else yet, and let's quickly modify it. So just bare freeze damage. Modify. 45 freeze, 12 damage. Let's do that then. Okay. It's deciding whether it's better to pick off the little guys or just go straight for him. I think we just have to go straight for him. Just pure ice packs, okay. Oh! It's like a flamethrower. Man, how are you supposed to get close to that? I feel like this weapon's too dangerous for how close we get. Hardened arrows, let's just go for it. I'm thinking that maybe we use the old frost boomerang as well. That might be better. It's all about adapting, boys and girls. You might as well use the inventory. It's something I just totally neglect all the time. I don't want that, I just want pure ice. 43 freeze. Well, if we're not going to do anything else on it, might as well just put freeze on everything, mightn't we? Let's just try and overload him. We're just going to absolutely... Oh wait, we need to equip it, don't we? Oh, we're already equipped. There we go. We're gonna get rid of that chest plate. It feels so messy. Oh, I hit his head. Are those little flying things taking ice everywhere? Can we shoot those off and then fall on it? Oh. Okay, load those arrows up. Oh, fuck off. There's no way we're gonna get this off, is there? I feel I'm being counterproductive. Okay. Yeah, that was counterproductive. Right, it repairs it pretty quick as well. Oh, it doesn't attack while you're doing it. Okay. That's good. Okay. Oh. We hit the wrong bit. Oh, medicinal herbs. I'm concentrating so hard. Oh, there he is. He's down now. go. Woohoo! 13,000. Jesus Christ. Let's take all your bits and pieces. Man, we're going to have to pick up some herbs first. Before we carry on. Luckily, one herb is like, boom! Give you all the energy. What a really hard beast. I should have probably prepared it a little bit better. I mean, your companions actually do a really good job in that fight. Of actually dealing damage, dealing the elemental damage. And handling all the little guys. Because I fought, what, one watcher? One little lens guy? Yeah, it went really well. I mean, was that the last? If we go to the notebook. Yeah, look. So Frostclaw, Fireclaw. So in theory, a red eye watcher. Okay. So in theory, they're maybe the demon isn't the the demon is just hepatitis, isn't it? Festus.
No! Maria! Don't!
Spirit! Scion, please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain Caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
Oh, exploding facility scene. Escape the cauldron. So it was just the Hephaestus went rogue, got corrupted. Oh, that wasn't that big of an escape, was it?
One of those?
It's the only way! go! Above! Quick!
She's not asked for much, does she?
Great Manukai.
You just fucking hell, you break your necks, man.
Rhea's gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the Shaman's Path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
Oh, there we go. So, Araya is a dead source. Poor girl. She gave herself to save the old spirit. Save Cyan. What a great girl. Aratak's still a boyo. What a champ. Hopefully, we'll get a few answers. No, just enough. Just enough to be like, oh, what's going on here then? Let's find out why Hephaestus went rogue and why he's going a bit crazy. Or she. Could be a she. I don't think it's a she though, after the voice. Hephaestus was a male god anyway, wasn't he? I don't know. Anyway, that's besides the point. We're missing the point here, boys and girls. Let's just hope we do get a few little answers. Yeah, let's hope that the DLC kind of comes full circle. I was hoping to understand a bit more about what was going on in the world, and I guess we understood more about the Gaia project, more about who Hephaestus is. But if we could understand why he got corrupted and why he went rogue, I feel like that'd be a good indication. The smouldering volcano, was a volcano that was going to explode in Yellowstone. So that's what that was. The demon was just Hephaestus. It was just the voice of him. Like Hades was just the voice in the corruption. Which I would have liked a robot. I don't know, that's... maybe that's even more, maybe that's anticlimactic. That would have just been a giant machine. But I feel like some sort of crazy demon machine would have been pretty cool. Just like a total one-off. They could have just gone absolutely crazy with the design. Been pretty exciting stuff. It's been good though. Let's find out the last chapter.
All of my interactions with Araya were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the Daemon's attacks.
I I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
Let's talk to her first.
Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron that took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
You meant a lot to Aurea.
Once I understood Aurea's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Aurea's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Aurea, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Was the Daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Aurea said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
Right, here we go. Here's the big boy question. Hephaestus and Zero Dawn.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. They built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But now, somehow, Hephaestus is operating outside the system, with a mind of its own.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge, and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
So he's gone completely rogue.
What did you figure out
Off the
about
grid.
Hephaestus, based on what I said?
From the beginning, it has demonstrated a singular focus: the construction of machines designed to hunt and kill humans. My trace routes indicate that to accomplish this goal, it attempted to infiltrate a series of highly advanced manufacturing facilities. But its efforts have only been partially successful. Some it can penetrate. Others have robust countermeasures that frustrate its efforts. In me, however, it found an easier target. Not only could it break my defenses, I also controlled all of Firebreak's resources. Raw material, manufacturing to bootstrap more advanced tools, and unlimited geothermal energy.
Enough to build its own cauldron.
Yes, to construct hunter-killers without external limitations. And based on what you've told me, I think I know why.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, fire claws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus.
Alright, okay, there we go. What a fucking brilliant answer. It's all gone full circle then, isn't it? Jesus Christ. So the whole reason why, if I'm not like totally missing the point here, or miss the point in the main game, is that Hephaestus builds machines to stabilize the world, and now, because the humans keep destroying the machines, Hephaestus is now creating machines that are now aggressive to humans, which happened like 15, 20 years ago. And it just happened randomly. So he got so annoyed with people destroying the one thing that is keeping them alive, they decided it's better off without humans, and then the world will keep functioning. Man, how brilliant is that? How brilliant is that in terms of answers to the whole Horizon Zero Dawn world? To like Aloy's whole story, the story of Elizabeth Sobeck and everyone. That the one thing still causing the problem on the planet is humans. In such like a kind of relatable way that today is as well, in terms of global warming and climate change and all the problems and issues that the world is currently facing. We're the ones still causing the problems. And Hephaestus is going to be like, nah, fuck off, bruv. I've done all this effort to save you, and you're now destroying us still. Man, it just goes to show that we just don't learn. We just don't get it. I don't know if any of these other questions are going to help at all.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere.
Like a hunting ground. Fuck off, Aloy.
Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Aurea's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor? But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. And Elizabeth Sobeck. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist?
Dr. Sobeck was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobeck.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? the way it used to be.
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
I like the way she keeps changing colour every time
Kind
she
of
has different
upheaval
emotions and
caused
talks
such
about
loss
them.
of life.
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth.
Yes, billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while, at least.
Yes, these crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
No. What do we do? I mean, can you keep giving... Do you give people the truth? Would they even be able to take it? Would they go fucking mental? I mean, use your judgment. It's just, like, us not wanting to give an answer, isn't it? And then maybe sometimes it's better that they do live in the peaceful world they're in. I mean, if they believe her to be a great spirit and will give them help, then...
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
It would. Because at heart, you want to be honest, right?
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak.
Let's play the audio tape.
I spoke with Anita, with Dr. Sandoval. She wanted me to ask you to do something. That's why I'm here.
I am detecting significant anxiety in your speech patterns. Could you please give me more information?
I'm a little bit in the dark, Cyan. Both of us are, I guess. I only have some idea of what's going on, and we need you to hibernate, to lie low until it's all blown over. It might be a very long time.
Will you be here when I reboot, Dr. Chow? Will Dr. Sandoval?
No, Cyan. I don't think so. There might not be anyone, at least not at first.
Dr. Chow, I'm afraid. I don't want to be alone.
I know, Cyan. I'm afraid too. But listen, we made you the way you are to do something very important. In order to do it, you had to be intelligent. So intelligent that emotional responses were inevitable. What you're feeling, the fear, it's a sign of your capabilities. And it means you're strong enough to overcome it. Remember that. You're strong. I know you can do this. Go to sleep. Wake up. And protect whoever's left. Will you try?
I understand, Dr. Chow, and I'll carry out your instructions to the best of my abilities.
Thank you, Cyan. If Anita were here, she'd thank you too. She'd be proud.
I can see there's a vert ready for takeoff on the pad. Are you leaving now, Dr. Chow?
Yes. I need to go be with my sister and my nieces.
May I make a small request of you, Dr. Chow?
Yes. Anything.
Will you stay with me while I initiate the hibernation process?
Of course I will, Cyan. As long as you need.
Ah. That's really emotional and really sad. What is good is you can always go back to her and chat about the world. So maybe when you complete the game, you can go and have some really great conversations with her. Maybe a little bit more about Silence. About Hades. I mean, Aratak's a boyo. Let's find out what's up with him.
My chieftain,
Just Aloy.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warrak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The Daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, Fire Claws. Now Tuk has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
Hephaestus was part of Zero Dawn, and so was Hades. So, how did they become our enemies?
Yes, a mystery indeed. One that, like you, I am eager to solve. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, then, maybe.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You can stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Go on, Aloy girl. Brilliant. So it's cool that he's kind of pitched in. I wonder if you've completed the game. He still has these little chats with you. Be pretty interesting if you did. He's still tuned into our focus. But there we go. We learned so much. So much in the world. Hephaestus might be, you know, the boyo in the next game. Maybe him and Hades team up.
Before I even breathe out.
Okay. You're by fire. Go and calm down. There you go. Yeah, I just thoroughly impressed. I think they've done a fantastic job. They've given us enough information to fill that gap that I don't feel was filled by the main game as to why the machines are trying to kill us all. No smoke anymore. No smoke on the horizon. A little puff of cloud, I think. Yeah, well done. Guerrilla Games, you did a fantastic job, you little crazy fools. I'm very, very impressed by what you've done. Great game. Brilliant DLC. Really excited now for the next one. And the fact that we go back to Sai and have some chats. Hephaestus is an arsehole. And it's all the humans' fault. Brilliant. I think in a kind of poetic way, it all kind of comes full circle, doesn't it? That once again, we're the reason why things are going wrong. And such a powerful game for what's happening right now in the world. And I think that's one of the things video games can do. They're art, and they, like a movie and like TV, paintings, they can spread a message. And this game has given a real message. And, you know, it deserves all the critical praise it gets, and it deserves to go further. It deserves to be played by everyone, and everyone should experience it and get the message from it. A powerful message it's been. Anyway, that's enough of my rambling. Thank you very much for watching this series and enjoying the playthrough as much as I have. I hope you enjoy the rest of your tea. Let me know which one you decided to have on this final episode. Let me know your thoughts on Hephaestus and what you feel will be in the next game. Whether I've missed anything and information to share, I'm always glad to know new bits and pieces about the world. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it. And I will see you in my next adventure.